and welcome to another Vlogtober. We're on day 20, so it's Monday the 20th of October 2025. Well, I hope everybody's had a lovely weekend since I last spoke to you. I don't know where the weekend's gone to. I just seem to finish work on the Saturday, and before I know it, it's Monday tea time, and that's it gone. I have been quite busy though. On Saturday, it was quite quiet in the shop, so I had a little bit of time to do some sewing, which is what I did on the scraps left over from my quilt. And of course, I've been stitching the binding on as well, and I'm pleased to say that the binding is all on the quilt. I actually managed to get the binding done on the Friday evening, so I am really pleased at that. So it's all being pressed, and I'm going to actually pop it on the bed tonight. So if I can get a decent photograph, because there's not a great deal of room in our bedroom to sort of try and take a photograph of the bedroom, but I will try, and then I will pop it on at the end. Or failing that, I'll get a dowel to hold it up and I'll take a picture of it so you can see what it looks like. But no, I was very surprised. It didn't take me long to hand sew. I sat watching, I don't know what I was watching on Friday evening. I've got YouTube on probably, and probably Disney Channel I was on. There was a new sort of, I won't say murder mystery, but it ought to do with that on there, which I think's probably on the telly somewhere, I don't know. And I've been watching that. Yeah, and I've been watching the Gilmore Girls as well, which I'm quite enjoying. So that kept me company while I was hand stitching, and I didn't have any trouble with my hands, so that's good. So at least I know I can sort of do a bit more hand stitching again, like on quilts. I don't have any problem like cross stitch or anything. It's just when it comes to sewing binding now, because sometimes it gets a little bit hard, the amount of fabric that you're going through, but I've managed. I'm just going to have a little drink of my tea. Oh, I do like Yorkshire tea. So on the Saturday, I made a start on the cushion. Was it the Saturday? Yeah, I did. Yes, it was. It was a Saturday. I got the front stitch together with the plain panel in the centre, and I put strips around the outer edge and blocks of orange in each corner. Looks really nice. And then on the Sunday, I appliqued the pumpkin. On the Saturday, I did the patchwork for the back of the cushion. So this cushion pad that I've got in is just the one off my bed, and it's not, I could do with a better one, let's put it that way. So this is the cushion. So I've got a border all the way around, got the applique on. You can see it's not very poofy, but yeah, and that's the back. So I've used up some of my scraps, which is fantastic. So this will go on the bed tonight. I mean, I had planned on doing like a binding board around it, and I completely forgot when I was stitching away yesterday, and I just sewed it together, didn't I? But on the bottom, I have put poppers in there. I've got a strip of poppers like you have on the quilt, but I don't like it because I've got the stitching showing at the bottom here. So I think after autumn, maybe when it goes away, or early next year or something, when I've got more time, I'm going to take the popper strips off and I'm going to put a zip on, I think, because I'll be a lot happier with it. It'll look a lot nicer. I didn't leave enough fabric to sort of hide the stitching for the popper strip, if that makes sense. But I'm really pleased with it. The free motion's actually looking a bit better. I used a different thread this time on the pumpkin. I used glide thread, which is actually recommended on the internet for the HD9 and the 1600 piece. I thought I'll try it. So that was one of the threads that I was waiting to arrive, and I actually quite like it. I mean, it's a dark grey, and it turned out okay. So I might do some more free motion actually now. So I'm quite happy with that. So yep, that's the back and that's the front. So that is going to go on the bed as well today. And I will have to find, like I said, a couple of cushion pads. So I've got plenty of scraps left over. As you know from last week, I'm probably shared the little pile that I've got. So I couldn't really make up my mind what I wanted to make. I was thinking of like mug rugs, a cloth to go on the dressing table, things like that. But then I thought, do I really want that? And I thought maybe I should have another cushion for the bed. So that's what I decided on probably about 2 hours ago. So that's what I was going to do. So this is going to be a very scrappy cushion. Now I haven't finished it, but I've done the front panel. So this is what it looks like. So, and this is about 18-inch square, so it matches the other cushion, which I quite like this actually. This is all stitched onto the wadding, and then these I've pieced together and then stitched it on to the wadding afterwards. So this part here and this and the top and this part at the bottom, I'm going to need to do a little bit of quilting. So I might just do like stitching the ditch really, especially for this bigger area across that part there. And when I say scrappy, everything's scrappy. The wadding's all being stitched together in pieces just so I don't have to cut into a new piece. But it's what I'm going to do with the back. Now I'm not sure on this because what I've got left is this little tiny pile of bits now, and what I would like to do is actually do binding around the edge of this cushion because I like that, then it sort of ties in with the bed runner. But I did find I'd got a few squares of this fabric cut out. Now I really like this. It's not in the other cushion or in the quilt, but it's only going to go on the back. So I don't know whether to use that or not, or if I just stitch all these pieces together in like a patchwork effect. So it really will be a scrappy thing. But then am I going to have enough left over for the binding? Does it matter? Probably not. The thing is to use everything up, use every bit up, then I can, whoops, I know how much well, I will know how much fabric I'll have used, because what I'm going to do in the description box on this video is to write down how many squares I used for the quilt and what size they are, and how many strips I use for the binding, and the size of the fabric for the back piece, just in case anybody wants to sort of make something similar. And it's also a good reference for me in case somebody says to me, well, how did you make it? How many squares did you use? Because there will be somebody at some point down the line who will want to know how much fabric I've used and what size it is and everything like that. So I thought if I do this, then I've got it all done, and I will also save the pumpkin designs. I have to put them somewhere safe. I know I probably mentioned last week I will get Adele to show me how to tidy them up in Procreate. I think I know how to do it. It's just been a while since I've used it. So the shapes are nice and fluid, I suppose. That's it. So they look professional, you know what I mean? Not like I've hand drawn it. So then I've got that for future use, because next year I might want to do something else with this pumpkin pattern. I might want to make some more cushions. Who knows? But I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I've still been thinking on what to do for my next one. And I'm going to have a good think, and I'm going to have a real good look at the fabrics that I've got at home and what I've got in the shop, and see what I can put together and come up with an idea. Because I would actually like to start that as soon as possible, I think, because they do take a while. I know the bed run has not taken me too long. It's quite a simple one. I would just like to have a Christmas one ready for the beginning of December. So that is definitely going to be a job for November, which I have got to start it by the 1st of November, definitely. I've got a few jobs to do at work this week. I've got new fabric that's come in that I have photographed. I've just not got it on the website yet. I've got some fat quarter bundles that have come in, which I think I photographed them, but they need to go on the website. So I think that could be a job for tomorrow. Then I got a message from one of my suppliers today saying there was some more fabric coming. They were dispatching it today, sorry. So I could probably get it tomorrow. And I'm like, I've got no space. I've got no space at the minute. So I need to try and work out what I'm going to do with it all, and what I'm going to get rid of in a little sale, I think. So it's going to be a bit of a busy week. So like I said, I've got a few little jobs on. I've got some book sleeves that I've shared with you a few weeks ago, and I still haven't put them on the website. So I need to get these things done. I'm falling behind on jobs again. Right. Now we've done all this, what I'm going to share with you is the crochet. I did manage to get some crochet done this weekend. I managed to get 6 squares done, which I was surprised at. But I had to take one apart today because I'd noticed as I was doing the outer area that was a post missing on the beginning in the centre. I'd only got 11 instead of 12, so I had to frog it. Well, I actually had to cut it apart because I couldn't undo it, because I've stitched my ends in that well. I can't unpick it. So yeah, that was a bit of a waste of my time really, but I've got it done. Managed to get it done today because I must admit, I've not done a great deal today. It's my day off work, so it's been a quite cozy day, to be honest. It'll be time for getting the candles on soon when it drops dark. Had them on yesterday afternoon and all evening, and it was so nice, so cozy. I do like this time of the year. Right, so this one we've got a nice yellow in the centre. We've got the duck egg, and this is a green flecked. It's got like a bit of gold in. I think there's a tiny bit of blue in there, but it does look real. It does look real. It does look nice in the flesh, whereas probably on the camera it's not really picking up. At least we're not zooming today. Fridays was terrible. I really am sorry about that. I should have got rid of it and started filming again. I don't know what's going off with my phone, I really don't, but if I've got a whiteboard around it, I'm afraid I'm just going to have to live with that. But at least we're not zooming. So this one we've got the yellow, the red and the orange. That's nice burnt orange, that. I really like that. And we've got another one with the orange outer and green and brown. And we've got the nice plum, pink and purple. So I really like that one. It's showing up a bit darker on camera. It's not that dark. And we've got a nice burnt orange with the brown posts and like a rust cinnamon or something. That one is. That looks a bit better colour. Yeah. And then the last one is this nice one. I don't know what shade this is, but it's a lovely warm shade of brown. And then we've got like a gingery one there and a pink centre. So I'm hoping to do a few more tonight. Otherwise I'll not have anything to share with you on Wednesday. So yeah, that's about all I've been doing. It's been a very sewing heavy few days, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it. If you can hear it sort of clicking in the background, it's just my iron which is just sat there. So I really need to turn that off before I leave. I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog. If you have, please leave me a comment down below. It'd be lovely to hear from you, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like the video. So thank you for joining me. I hope everybody has a good couple of days before I see you again, and thank you for joining me. Bye for now.